Um, I think one of the air conditions not working. Which one is working? This one? Both not working. What does it say on the back? 2 minutes. Right. What about after this? Yes. What time? 5. What class is it? What was that? English writing. Right. Okay. No problem. So, welcome to crop physiology. First semester, first year. Is it? Second year. So you're not first year? No. Right. So nothing new then. I thought the course should be taken in the first year. No? Botany. Right. I need the list. The printout list. So what are you? Are you the agriculture science or horticulture students? Horticulture. All of you? Okay. That's strange. Why the code is not reflecting your course? Okay. Before we go further to the lecture and the rest of it, oops. Why? I have created the attendance for this class. Can you check on your Putra Blast this attendance? Try to tick your own attendance for the first class. Monday, 13th of October, 25. Can you do that? Oh, what's that? Translation, please. Putra Blast? You can't open Putra Blast? What happened this morning? I thought you got class this morning. Manually? All right. Okay. Right. Sorry. Measure. Go back. Apa? I can't understand what she's talking about. Otongi. All right. Okay. So there are how many of you? 27. I just double check it because you can't access the system. Just to make sure that you are in the right place, right time, right everything. Okay. Right. So this should be crop physiology, group 1, AGR 3301. Right. So let's get to know you. You know, I have not taught for quite some time. Actually, I just came back from a long break. Yeah. Lecture needs break too, especially from you. All right. Okay. Wang Xinyi. All right. Okay. Su Pei Chen. No. Lost. How do you know? How you do? Is this a she or he? He. Okay. Right. Chang Yuan. Right. Feng Yu Hao. Lost as well. Feng Yu Hao. On the way. He or she? He. Okay, we got 2 missing he's. Can you text your friend telling maybe, I do not know, this is block B. I know this is not optimum, okay? Don't worry, I'm going to make the report afterwards so that hopefully next week when we are here, this is functioning. Well, you live in tropical country, what do you expect? Right. Yeah, be a reptile sometimes. Okay, number 5, Kao Chairman. Right. Intan Hazika. Okay. Nurul Balkis. Ada. Hamizan Hakim. Okay. Yi Shui Chi. Right. Maisarah Nabiha. Present. Nurul Husna. Right. Siti Dania. Right. Zoe Ong Chiasin. Got it. Felicia Aldrin. Duh. Muhammad Faris Shah. Okay. So, Siti Aisyah. Muhammad Nasir. Divashini. Okay. Fatin Nur Farahim. Okay, good. If I pronounce your name incorrectly, let me know, okay? We go a bit international now. What? Okay. You sit at the presidential seat there. Right in the middle, chair the whole class. What's your name? Are you Su Pei Chen? Okay, right. Got Nadia, right. Rosanna Najiha, Kohran Kang, Yap Chung Yao. Why you laugh at your friend's name? Do you, do you want a new name? I can create one for you. Sir Tuan. All right. Farah Wahida. Okay. Wang Yusong. Okay. Nur Adila. Sira. Nur Mardia. Nur Mardia Muhammad. No. Absent. Absent forever or MC? Okay, because I just printed this, so that means she's in the system. All right. Anybody? I didn't call out your name. Anybody? Because if you don't call out, you need to put your name here manually. No? No? All good. Okay, about your Putra Blast, because your materials have been uploaded here. So my style is, before the commencement of any lecture, I will give the notes ahead of time. So that maybe the night before, you can't sleep, you read, you sleep. Right, so it's a perfect lullaby and sleeping pills to assist your slumber entry. Right. Do you know what happened to Putra Blast? Have you been notified what's going to happen to it? No. So you simply cannot access it. Right. Is this normal? Not normal? Yeah. Not normal? All right. I try to, because you see there is a trick with UPM sometime. The URL that you put, sometimes at the end you need to put something. Like, can you see that? There's a double my there. Try that. Not dot. Dot my slash. Try it. Does it work? So, not working? Still? Yeah. Still not working? You are not enrolled in any courses. It says what? What does it say? You are not enrolled in any courses. You are not enrolled in any courses, so you don't have to come then. We can go picnic right away. Right, okay, that's weird. All right, anyway. But don't worry, because your name definitely on the SMP platform. Okay, so what's going to happen? Do you want to wait for your name to appear? Or do you want to continue with the lecture? Okay, all right. Okay, or do you want to go to picnic? So hard. Okay, anyway, I'll just open from here, okay? Let's try this. You know what? I'll just open from here. I think it's quicker if I open from... I don't want Mayron. What was it? So, is it this one? Right. Cos out 9. Okay, I think I'll just take 10 minutes to tell you what's going to happen for the rest of this semester, okay? This is the course outline. Don't worry, has also been uploaded onto the Putra Blast. So you will have the copy of this. So, so basically, we have a number of things to cover. So we're going to start our lesson by learning about the growth analysis. So plant physiology is just you want to understand how organism, or in your case, how the crop functions and do all the living processes that it does. So if you go to the medic school, of course, you have to learn human physiology, all right? Because the doctor, they need to understand if a medication or drug is administered to the patient, how does it affect the physiology or the function and processes in the patient, right? Because, like you know, the drugs always have side effects, right? So there is no completely 100% safe drugs on the planet, right? So for the crop or plants, we understand the physiology because you are horticulture, agriculture student, meaning that you are actually the manipulator of plants, okay? After all, at the end of the day, agriculture is a business. You want to gain the most out of your harvest, right? So, what's the difference between plants and crops? that pine tree there, down there, right next to the main hall, is that a plant or is it a crop? Plant. Why? Why is it a plant? Why is it not a crop? Food resource. We use the name. Felicia Aldrin. Yes. So everybody, hopefully including you, calling the pine tree as a plant. Why is it plant? Why is it not a crop?
I think crop focuses on plants that produce food resources. I think so.
Food resources. So crop do not produce food resources.
I mean crop.
Crop.
Crop is.
Do you think there is a difference between plant and crop? You know what? It's important for you to get this fundamental concept correct, because this is quite the top 10 fundamentals.
So all plants, no. So all crops are plants.
Correct.
But not all plants are crops.
Why is that?
Why is that? Because the specificity is not. I'm not sure.
Specificity of not sure.
That's it. That's all.
Well, it's still hanging there. Anybody wants to help Felicia?
Crop is for commercial use.
Okay, what's your name again? Koran Khan. Okay. So why is that the case?
Like just how Felicia said, all the crop are plants.
Yes, we know that.
All
Why?
the plant, not the crop.
Yeah,
so crop is we are planting for commercial use. So that's called crop. And how was that?
Right. Okay. So people plant crops because of commercial values.
Yeah.
So plants are not planted for commercial values. So there is no commercial value looking at those pine trees. No commercial value? No? No? Who said there's no commercial value to the pine tree down there? Who says no commercial value? I think you should put out your hand, because you just said that, right? You should put out your hand. So, who say it's got commercial value? Who's on the fence? So what happened? You are in your second year, right?
Yeah.
So you should be able to defend your opinion. How do you want to defend that? After all, you're a science student, right? So simply put, this is because agriculture. Okay? When it comes to agriculture, there's always organs of interest for the harvest. For example, for vegetable, the organ of interest is leaf and stem, right? For the floriculture industry, the organ of interest, clearly the flower. Yeah, or also sometimes the bulbs, like in tulips industry. Okay, so whenever there's something can be gained from the plant economically, so that's the keyword, can be gained economically, and it benefits humans, whether it's directly or indirectly, it is considered as a crop, right? So it has value for us humans, okay? So meaning that when a set of plants are being cultivated purposely in a specific area with specific cultivation method or process, deliberately, purposely, that is crop. Plant like those maybe in the jungle, or maybe some weeds and grasses by the roadside, nobody planted those plants there, so they do not have any values yet, so we can just simply regard them as plant, meaning that you are just a member of a plantae kingdom, because there's no value assigned to you yet. You're just another organism in that plantae kingdom. There are, how many kingdoms are there? You should know this, right? You learn your taxonomy in your botany. How many kingdoms are there? How many? 7? 9. Okay. 9. Sometimes 5, sometimes 6. It depends on which scientist team you are using the classification system. All right? Okay. But plantae definitely present in all the classification system, right? So yeah. So we learn about the crop because we are in the business of agriculture. We manipulate the plants in various ways so that the plant now become the crops that we can get value from. Okay, so that's why you do various practices. You put fertilizer, you do the tilling, you do the weeding, you're spraying hormones, you're bagging the fruit, all of these agronomic practices, because you are interested with the plant's organ. Okay? I give you one plant, you tell me what organ of interest is it for that particular plant or crop. Tapioca. You know tapioca? Yeah. What is the organ of interest? Ubi. Have you learned your botany?
Yeah.
Yeah. What is it? What's the organ of interest for tapioca or cassava? Or Manichord esculenta, the Latin name for it. Leaf. True. If you are into salad, traditional salad or ulam, the young shoots of the tapioca or cassava is the organ of interest. But if you want to get the starch, you need to pull it out, right? The root, right? Yeah, so that's different organ of interest now. So it's all perspective, actually. What is your interest at that instantaneous moment? One crop can have multiple interests in different people. Okay, right? So it's a concept, right? So we're going to see how to analyze growth, because that's very important. Things like the increment of the growth, the leaf area, leaf ratio. Yes. What's your name? Is he the lost one? Yes. Feng Yu Hao. All right. I can never guess your gender based on your name. Yeah. Is there a grammatical rules that I can use to guess the gender based on the name? Your name obviously lah. You can't be a girl. Koh Ren Kang. Kan? Kan? That's very obvious. I got a friend named Koh as well when I was in school. I was in school a long time ago, like what, 25 years ago? High school? What was his name? Koh Chin Sen.
What?
Super lazy. Or he knows just to copy my answer. Alright, okay. So then we're going to see the first important organ in plant, which is the seed germination. I'll make it bigger, okay? If something is smaller or if you have question, don't be shy to ask, okay? It's not like the moment you ask, I'm going to pull you out, throw you out of the window. Okay? That's not how it works, okay? So we learned about the seed germination because this is the beginning of all plant growth, the crop growth. What happens during germination, the dormancy and factors influencing germination, and then photosynthesis. Of course, you can see that the lesson hours of photosynthesis is quite long, okay, 4 hours just the photosynthesis alone. You are quite lucky because I am the expert for this university photosynthesis. Yay! Yeah. Just that one. The rest of that kind of clueless as well. Yeah. Maybe sometimes better you refer to YouTube. Right. Okay, so photosynthesis, basically you're going to learn about 3 things. You learn about the reactions in photosynthesis, which is the light-dependent reactions, light-independent reactions, and also factors influencing photosynthesis. Right. So then we're going to move about the plant-water relationship. Very important here to understand the concept of water potential and how that relates to transpiration. Do you know transpiration? Oh, I forgot to translate this because saya perlu iklim. Alright. The effects of climate and the growth of crops. I will correct this later. Don't worry. Effects of CO2 and effects of temperature of photosynthesis. Actually, like I said, I have not taught this for quite some time. I will ask the faculty to put number 5 into number 3 because that's actually under the same topic. Right, and then we're going to move to the nutrient elements. You know, nutrition, plant nutrition. Just like you, plants also need to be nourished. Well, not you shove in the milk and the plant sucking up the milk, but in a more rudimentary way, meaning that you provide the plants with the building blocks of something, and the plants will assemble it and turn it into macromolecules. What are macromolecules? Carbohydrates, proteins, fats, and so on. Then we move to translocation of assimilate, meaning that wherever that has been photosynthesized, how is it translocated? Moved from the source, meaning that the manufacturing organ, then translocated to the sink, which is where it is stored or where is it needed. For example, maybe it is going to be stored in the tuber, but it is needed in the young and developing leaf, right? And then towards the end, we're going to learn about plant growth regulators. This is hormone, okay? So what are the hormones in plants? Do you have hormones in you? Okay. What hormones do you have? Testosterone. You got progesterone? Estrogen in who? So, male do not have estrogen? God, female, male, both male and female got estrogen. Right. It's very quite easy if you want to know if a male got higher estrogen than it should be. The hair start thinning. Thinning of the hair. I'm wearing it because not because I don't have hairs. I still have my hairs. You see, still a lot. Even though old, still a lot. The male pattern baldness. You know, some uncles, they got at the back, right? The hair's kind of gone. They want to blame to aunties because of why it's gone. but that's actually, due to the hormonal imbalance in the body. And finally, very briefly, we're going to touch about the plant reproduction, flowering, factors affecting it, especially photoperiod and stuff, blue light maybe, and the fruit ripening and senescence. By no means, whatever that will be covered within this semester is enough. So if you're interested after you have gained the lesson from this class, you can also advance to the crop physiology, advanced crop physiology. So the code will be 4000 series. I think you can only start taking it starting semester 5. Yeah. Right. Who's going to teach it? I think we used to have a few people teaching advanced physiology, but pretty much now I'm alone because everybody retired.
Oh.
Yeah, everybody retired, and university don't have any money to hire new people. No, they got the money, but they want to spend on other things. Right. Okay. So and then your lab. Okay, don't worry about your lab for now. The lab we might have to do the briefing in one go, meaning that I will combine the other groups as well. Because the lab manual, lab practicals, I will revise it heavily for this semester. So I think better for me to give the explanation in one go. Right, so that's about the course outline. Any question? Any objection? You can object. Any regret? You can drop now. You can drop now, you can join the second group. Wow, this is too much, this guy. This is too much. I cannot deal with it. There's four spaces left in the second group if you want to join the second group. Right. Okay. So how are we going to communicate if you do not have the Putra Blast? You have your UPM email, right? I think we can use the Google chat in there. There's a Google chat in there. No? 2 minutes, okay? Let me create this and I'll try to invite people in it. The thing is, I do not have WhatsApp. I'm very traditional. See my phone? Monochrome. Yeah. Humans are painful. The less you deal, the better your life is. Where is that thing? Chat. Found it. Change the account. How do I create the new group? Create a space. Is there a space? Right. Crop physiology. Physiology 2025. 26. Great. Got it. Then how do I invite you? Let's see. Manage members. Invited. Why don't you try to find your email in there? I'm trying to invite you, but I need to know your email. Your UPM. You can use your regular Gmail if you do not want to use your UPM email. You try to insert first. All right, okay. So we'll start this. We'll go very, very slowly, okay? Don't worry. I think for this semester, you only need to worry about, there's only one public holiday on Monday. That will be next week. Right, okay. Anybody celebrating? Okay, we got at least we got one. You can celebrate too. Well, I have a mixed parentage, so yeah. Right. This will look fun. Okay. Maybe next week, not Monday, on the lab session, because I will be away for quite some time. So maybe some of your lectures need to be done ahead of time a bit. So the good thing is you will be having your, remember you're going to have your mid-semester break? So instead of having 1 week, you're going to have 3. Yay. Yeah, because I have university events, then I'll be away for a bit. Yeah, but by no means your education will be neglected. That's not going to happen. So the good thing is you can catch up for your maybe lab reports and so on. Remember, you also need to do some ACL, right? So those will be the moment. Not going to happen now. That will happen in week 8 and 9. So still quite a distance from now. Right. Okay. So introduction to crop plant physiology. So we already covered all crops are plants, but not all plants are crops. Anybody want to disagree to that? Okay. So when the plants mature or the crops mature, you are interested with various organs. I forgot to bring my rotan. Have you met me before? Have you seen me before? Yeah. People know me because I'm the guy that when Tish bring along the rotan. You know rotan? What? What? You should be bringing that, but you didn't. In the car. What else in the car? Your soul. Right. Anyway, it's all right. All right. So when you study for physiology, you study how these organs function. There are functions, there are processes. Okay. So the first concept that you need to understand is the processes and the functions. They kind of not really independent, but they have their own story they are dealing with. I'll explain in a bit later, but it's important for you to understand the overall of crop physiology. Number one, you already know you want to manipulate your the way you take care of the crop, and then you would like to understand how would the crop or plant behave when it's under specific environmental conditions. It can be natural, it can be man-made, or it can be by accident. You know that we are living in this age where global warming, climate change, pretty much happening and inevitable. So by understanding the physiology, meaning that how the plant functions and do the processes in the body, its body, you can somewhat do the mitigation effort. Mitigation means you do the correction effort so that the produce of your harvest is not affected. Okay, it's food. Okay, you can't compromise on food, right? So processes means the natural events or sequence that happens in plant. This includes photosynthesis, ion transport. There are many: transpiration, assimilation, respiration, translocation, flowering, seed germination, and also stomatal opening. So these are all processes, meaning that they happen naturally in plants, and they happen in a specific or sequential manner, meaning that for the photosynthesis, it's going to be the light dependent reaction first before the light independent reaction can be started, because you require the energy first, and the energy comes from the light dependent reaction, and this energy will be used for the Kelvin cycle or the light independent reaction, right? And then there is the function. Function means natural activity of the specific organs, meaning that there are certain function only the leaf does, but the flowers do not do it. there are specific functions that only the roots do, but the stems do not do it. For example, the roots, what's the function of roots? Okay, absorb nutrient. What else? I want to call boys. Boys or girls? Wong Yu Song, is that girl?
So he's a boy.
Oh, it's a boy. I'm so sorry. Honest mistake. Honest mistake. Korang kang don't get too happy. Siti Dania. Yes. All right. So, what's the function of fruits? I want 3 functions.
Store food,
Storage through root modification through.
absorb water and nutrients.
Correct. Absorb of nutrients, water. What else?
Can I say for stability?
Yes, but there's a better word for it.
Mechanical.
Yeah, anchorage. Anchorage. So use the right words for that. Anchorage. To anchor. Yeah. Some plants can walk. Did you know that? Are you done? All right. Cool. Thank you. Done. So the root has the primary root like this one, and also the secondary or lateral root, and then you got your shoot system. So shoot system includes the stem, the leaves, the flowers, and also the fruits. So all of these, when it comes to growth and development, very important, because you can manipulate to make some parts bigger, some parts smaller, some parts longer, and then you can analyze that. So you're a scientist, right? So scientist is all about experimenting with your subject, and of course your subject is the crop. So you want to know whether your treatment has impacted your crop significantly or otherwise. You need to understand the organs first. So these are all the organs. Yeah. If I say leaf, what is the equivalent of leaf organ in human body? Skin. What's the function of leaf? What's the function of leaf? Okay, let's go for the girl now. Divashini. There's a leaf organ in plant. Is there any equivalent in human organ? What's the function of leaf? Turning sunlight into energy. Wait, do you not Divashini? You should be answering. What happened? Yes, leaf has chlorophyll. Then what happened? I want to know the equivalent in human organs. Yes, in plants we have leaf as an organ. Is there any equivalent in human body? Is it your hair? Is it your hand? Is it your tummy? What equivalent? Is there any or there isn't? Who says there is a equivalent? Oh, come on. Okay, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So that's not. Yelah, 2 sama. Dia nak juga. So a third of you thinks there's an equivalent. So what's the equivalent? Okay, true. Gas exchange where? In human? Lungs. True, yeah. Lung. Specifically in your alveoli, alveolus. So in your lung, there's a branching of, tubes and small balls like a bunch of grapes. I can't open the lung and show it to you. You need to imagine it. There's a bunch of grape-looking structure, alveolus. And alveolus, the grapes is wrapped or twined with blood capillary. And this is where the gas exchange happening. And guess what? The same thing also happened in the leaf. Gas exchange between the ambience or the environment and the inner of the leaf through the holes of stomata. So that's equivalent. Yeah. When somebody asks you that question, don't get too fixated. You want the exact thing. It asks for the similarity, not being identical. Maybe there are 10 functions, only one overlap. So 9 is completely different thing altogether. That's fine because we're talking about different organism. So focus on what is obvious, right? Okay, good. Right. So growth, development, differentiation. Let's get it right. That clause is that. I shouldn't be referring to that. Okay. So growth, number one, you need to understand the concept of growth. Number one, growth is irreversible due to cell division and enlargement. Cell division is simply the mitosis. The cell has got one cell and then it divides. You know, like like a binary fission. 1 you got 2, 2 you got 4, 4 you got 12. 1 cell you got 2 cells, 2 cells you got 4, 4 cells how many you got now? Okay, 8 cells you got how many? And so on. All right. So that's simple cell division, and then enlargement. Enlargement because plant has a cell wall, right? Cell wall can be softened. Okay, the cell wall can be softened. So when it is softened, water can get in, and the cell can swells up. Then the enlargement can happen. All right. Right. However, this is not reversible. It is irreversible, right? So growth can also be determinate and indeterminate, like the example here. There's a tomato example here. Indeterminate, like the creeping, crawling tomatoes, meaning that it keeps on going one side, this way, that way. Even if you cut the top, it's fine. It's going to go laterally, left and right. So that is called the vine tomato or indeterminate tomato. And there is a tree-looking tomato. This is called the determinate growth type, meaning that the tip is the end of it. There is no left, right, down, and that's it, right? For the our industry, for horticulture, usually people are after this because you can save space. You can go vertical. You know, vertical save a lot of space, right? Yeah. So that's why the horticulturists, they like this for the production, right? So what else? Development. So development is the progression from one form to the next form. For example, fertilized eggs develop into a mature tree, right? I would like you to pay attention to this. It says here, tissue organs and whole plants are produced in both growth, morphogenesis. It acquires the form and structure. Meaning to say, development is kind of different than growth because you can develop into completely different form altogether. For example, the zygote, you know, zygote, the human reproduction, it develops into the fetus, and the fetus becomes the baby. The baby, you know, it's got delivered, and the babies become the children. The children become the teenagers. Teenagers become the youth. The youth become the adult, like you, and then the adult becomes much older adults, and then yeah, that's pretty much the end of it until the end, right? So if we take you now, how old are you now? 13? 20. Okay. Do you know what happened 20 years ago to yourself?
Sad.
Did you look the same 20 years ago?
No.
How did you look like? More handsome? If I say 20 years ago, I kind of look like this. Because I've been a long time. I'm like next to become a fossil myself. Yeah. So me myself 20 years ago, still the same height, the same shoe size, everything kind of the same. But I can't say the same to you. 20 years ago, did you pretty much having this height?
No.
How about your hand? Is it that long?
No.
So what happened to you? How did you look like? Right? You evolved. Okay? You evolved from one form, then you become from that small and much simpler life forms into something of different morphology. Morphology means the form, and having more or different functions, and eventually you yourself compared to 20 years ago going to look exactly different. This is the end of it. This is the beginning. Is it the same?
No.
No. So it has evolved. So that is what development is all about. You developed. It involves the changes of morphology, the form of you. Morphology is a Greek word, not Greek in Perak. Greek, Greece, Yunani, bahasa Yunani. Um, Morphos, it means form or shape. Logos means the study of. So in botany, when you are dealing with morphology, meaning that you are dealing with the study of shape and form, right? Okay. So do you think you're going to change? Where are you on this scale? Where are you now? Are you the flower? Are you the small green fruit? Or are you the swollen red fruit? Which are you in here? Small bean? Me? Wait, this one?
Yeah.
This one? Not yet here. Not yet here. When to arrive here? Actually, if this is left, there's some more picture actually. You're going to look a brown everything. Yeah, senescent. All right. 20 years ago. Oh my God, that was a long time ago. That time there's no WhatsApp, there's no WeChat. The most that we had with our phone was SMS, and that cost 10 cents per SMS. Super expensive. Right. Okay. And then comes another concept, differentiation. So we already covered the growth, meaning that increase in size, irreversible. We have covered development, meaning that the change of shape. Now differentiation. Differentiation can be confused with development, but there are key differences. Differentiation means you become something specialized. Maybe the shape can change, maybe it doesn't have to change, but the functions definitely has changed. For example, this is the development of a stoma in a dicot plant. So this is from Arabidopsis. You know Arabidopsis? Arabidopsis is a model plant for the dicot. Okay, we do not have this plant in our country. It's a temperate plant. So MMC, what is MMC? Meristematic mother cells, like a progenitor cells, meaning that cells of undifferentiated, cells that do not have any fate just yet, just a cell. I'm just a cell. I do not have anything assigned to me. Okay, I'm not a boss, I'm not employer, I'm not employee, I'm not a teacher, I'm not nothing. I'm just a cell. So MMC, meristematic mother cell or progenitor cells. Then these mother cells will start to divide asymmetrically. So you remember from your mitosis lesson, the two cells will divide equally, right? So this is one of the exception in plant biology, because there are not many places in human and plants where you get this asymmetric division. Another asymmetric division that you get is the formation of embryo and zygote. That's where you get your asymmetric division. Other than that, that's pretty much regular mitosis. Then you see from this, you divide more cells surrounding it. So these cells are regular epidermal cells. And then you can see that the green actually stay green, but somehow it starts to divide itself. One big green, now it divides itself symmetrically. Earlier asymmetric. When it divides asymmetrically, it produces epidermal cells surrounding it. Towards the end of the cycle, it will divide one more time to produce the similar version of it, so that you will get this aperture-looking stoma. Right. So this is what we call as differentiation, meaning that the original meristemoid mother cells differentiate itself into two cells here. The epidermal cell, the squiggy looking cell surrounding this, and also the green cells known as the guard cells. Two guard cells make one stoma. Stoma is singular, stomata plural. Okay? And the hole in there, we call it aperture. Pretty much like the camera. You know, camera got aperture, right? Aperture. Right. So it differentiates to form a specialized cell. If you trace back, both of these cells, the gut cells and the epidermal cells, both of them was a meristemoid style. They have differentiated, they have specialized. For example, you graduated, even though all of you learning the same degree, horticulture degree, but at the end, some of you will become a teacher. Some of you will become a farmer. Some of you will become, I don't know, influencer selling products. Okay? Or some of you may become a full-time housewife. You have specialized in your role and function. So that's what differentiation is all about. But does your body change in shape?
No.
What has changed? Yeah, your function. Your function. Your body is still you. You are still your big, small, blue color, whatever size. But your functions has changed, right? Right. So then come the crop growth analysis. Okay. For the growth analysis, usually I explain during the lab time. So what time now? Okay, almost 3. So let's take 7, and then we'll resume another 20 minutes or so, and then we can be done with it. All right? So there are many ways to classify plants. Some people classify plants based on the presence of cotyledons. That's why some plants are regarded as dicotyledonous plant and monocot plant. Some people divide the plant based on the presence of flowering plant, non-flowering plant, which is angiosperm versus gymnosperm. You're going to learn a lot of words, right? So better for you to start your glossary. Angiosperm, gymnosperm. So flowering, non-flowering. Angiosperm, pretty much all the plants that you see around you. Gymnosperm, like that pine. That pine is gymnosperm. Okay. Angio means vessel. Sperm means seed. It's got the seeds in a container, which means fruit. Gymno means naked. Sperm means seed. Naked seeds without container. That's how you know. So I think that's Latin. Okay. from time to time, I'm going to explain you the origin of the words because to facilitate your memory. So when you learn the origin of the word, that is called itself, it's called etymology. The study of word origin. Many of the words that you learn, not originally from English even, it's from the Greek, from the Latin, or maybe borrowed from Arabic. You know Earth? Earth? Your planet Earth? From what word? English? No, it's not Greek. It's from this word. Ya, kebot ke dal. Aku pun tak ingat. But you know this, right? Aru. So English becomes earth. So this is Arabic. Is it this letter? Is it not right? Oh. Yeah. There are many words in botany came from Arabic words, not only from the Greek or Latin words. Do you know the Latin or botanical name for banana? Yeah, right. This right. Right. So this is actually from Arabic word as well. It's Mauz. Mauz means banana in Arabic. Mim wow sign. Mauz. Don't worry, when it comes to photosynthesis, I'll use the Chinese character. Huang. We're going to play colors. We can use Chinese later. There's a raw, hong, huang, hey. Okay. When I say that, all the Malays kind of blur, right? No idea what. This is one of the good thing. If you get mingled with international student, don't stick to your people all the time. Intermingle, intercommunicate. You're going to learn a lot by that. Right. Okay. Growth and development. So we already covered the concept of growth and development. So here, is it growth or is it development? From this guy to this guy. Growth or development? Why escape? There's nothing. Okay. Is it only growth or is it only development? Which bit is growth? So when something gets bigger, for example, the leaf here becomes bigger. That's growth. And can this big guy turn back to small guy? That's irreversible. So that is growth. But when it changes its form or morphology from a tiny seed, then after 4 months you get this super big guy. What is that? Development. It has evolved in its form and morphology. Right? As simple as that. Right. So we covered that. So let's see that the stages of cellular growth. Okay. So what exactly happens during growth when you are growing? Right. So there are key phases that you need to understand. Number one is cell division, meaning that the formation phase. And this is the image of a root organ. So cell division, the number increase due to mitosis. More number, because the cells are actively dividing. 1 becomes 2, 2 becomes 4, 8, 16, 64, and so on. Right? So when you look at the root, this region is actually just under the root cap. So at the end is the root cap. Just under it is the meristem. So this concept is very important for you to understand as well. I do not like this marker because it's not having meristem. Meristem. Do you know what meristem is? Mary and stem. Do you know bone marrow? Where is it? What? Inside? Is that where? Your mouth? Where? Where? Point me. Inside the bone? So I got a bone here, in here. Really? Apa tu? In here? In your hand? Your bone marrow? At your back? Down? Bawah ni? At the bottom of your vertebrae. That's your bone marrow. So bone marrow is pretty much like the MMC that you saw earlier, the meristemoid mother cells. It's undifferentiated, right? So whenever a cell is not having any fate and therefore undifferentiated, like the meristemoid mother cell, we call it meristem. It has its own fate yet to be decided. For example, when it says the apical meristem region in here, meaning that the cells in here, you can't call it just yet the root cells. Even though the location in the root, it is still not becoming part of the root because it can become the root cap or it can become something else. So still undivided. So this region is apical meristem. You have in general two apical meristem. Number one is in the root apical meristem, and the other one is shoot apical meristem. Right. So, and this is all actively dividing to give rise to different organs. For example, shoot apical meristem can give rise to flower and also give rise to floral structure like the inflorescence. Just like your bone marrow at your back. Your bone marrow can give rise to different kind of blood. Red blood, white blood, you know, basophil, neutrophil, eosinophil, you know, all the blood families members, right? Okay. And then when you go up, you enter the elongation phase. Cell enlargement, the size of the individual cell increases after cell division due to the volume increment. Like I said earlier, the cell wall can be softened. The moment it is softened, water can get in and the cell can swell up. When it swells up, it will elongate. So it becomes bigger even though it does not increase in number. And that region is in here, the elongation phase. So you can see that the morphology in here is a lot smaller, the cell, but in here, one cell may be 10 times the size of this cell in here. And finally, is the region of differentiation, all the way up there. So this is where the maturation phase, and you get your epidermal differentiation. So you got your epidermal cell here. Where's the mouse? And one epidermal cell produced an outgrowth like this, and this is become your root hair. And you can notice here, not all epidermal cell differentiate to become a root hair. Some stay just like the regular pavement cell or the epidermal cell, right? So why this is important? Because plants have to somewhat regenerate itself regularly. Root, it's not static. If you look at the plant, it's pretty much look the same last year. But if you go down the soil, the root is actively searching for more water and nutrients. So it has to travel, you know, wading through all the soil particles, rocks, pebbles, minerals, and so on. So it has to push through, penetrate deep into the soil. So of course, these regions going to be injured, wounded, wear and tear. And that has to be regenerated very regularly. So without the presence of these cell division and elongation region, or the meristematic region of the cell, the root is going to stop just there. It won't go any further because it can't regenerate itself. So that's the wisdom in the design of the root uh, meristematic region. Okay, so you also have the concept of cell proliferation, meaning that the cell increase in number, that's mitosis, cell enlargement, and also the cells by accretion. Accretion means simply means to cement things together. Accretion. So two cells, they become bigger because there's a matrix or kind of glue that put them together. So they become, well, then they don't become bigger by themselves, but they become bigger by association or accretion, glued together. Like this guy, put it with this guy, see, becomes bigger. Right. And then the growth curve, okay? So you understand now the growth that you saw from the paddy plant earlier. It took about 4 months from the tiny seeds all the way to the big rice plant. So 4 months is the time frame for a rice as a nano plant to complete its life cycle. So this growth can be represented by a growth curve or a sigmoid curve. So just like this. Okay. So on the x-axis, this axis here is the time, 0 days, 120 days. I'm using rice example, okay, because you saw that earlier. And then on the y-axis is the growth or any parameters or variables that you want to assess the growth of your plant. So it can be size, it can be weight, or it can even be photosynthetic rate. It can be anything, you know. Do you know variables? You learn science, right? How many variables are there? What are they? Manipulated, constant. Constant and fixed is the same. Responding variables. Right. So this is meant for manipulated variable, the things that you manipulate. X-axis. Y-axis is meant for responding variables. What do you measure? The height, the weight, you know, photosynthetic rate, transpiration rate, maybe anything, right? And what is the constant variable here? Your plant that you assess. Right. In this, we are talking about rice. So rice is our constant variables. Right. All right. Okay. So what happened here? So this is the growth curve. You can see that at the beginning, there's not much happening. And this is we associate with the juvenile phase of the plant or the rice. There's growth, but it's rather minimum, okay? So this is known as the lag phase, meaning that it's lagging. The seed just germinated, the radicle just came out, the plumule just came out, and so it's acquiring the energy to produce more leaves so that more photosynthesis can take place. So that's why it's a bit lagging. The moment it has established itself, it's got a better root system, it's got more leaves to photosynthesize and make sugar, you will see the increment of growth very rapidly. And this is called the log or exponential phase, right? But towards the end, after it has flowered and also it has produced the rice grains, you will hit the stationary phase. Okay? Meaning that there's no longer growth happening because the plant now is busy taking care of the fruits. Okay? So whatever food or sugar that it has made earlier in its life is now being remobilized to the organs of reproduction, such as the flower and seeds. That's why you don't see any more increment in the growth. If you go any further, actually it will come down, and that will be the senescence. Okay, so collectively, this is called the growth curve or the sigmoid curve. It's an S shape. Do you think it looks like the same What about you? Can you relate your own growth to the sigmoid curve here? Where are you now in here? Stationary. Stationary. So, if you are stationary, you already finished 2/3 of your life. Uh, ready to come down? Ready to come down? So it depends on what you are measuring here. If you are measuring your height, you know how tall you are, of course, you are in your stationary phase, right? But if you are measuring your you see at any given moment we have two kind of cells in our body. We got the benign cells and malignant cells. You know, benign cell meaning that cells that divide in our body has the potential to become tumorous, but because we have an immunity system, that benign cells will be killed off by our immune system. So that's why you don't have cancer now. So at any point, we all have cancerous cells actually, but thanks to our immune system, that is cleared for us on daily basis. That's why you need a proper sleep. Without proper sleep, try 1-2 years, you're going to see the oncology department very soon. If we talk about maybe the number of malignant cells, maybe it won't look like this. Maybe it's going to look like this. Oh my god, this thing. So this is time. This is the number of your malignant cell. Maybe it's going to look like this. There is no stationary phase. It will increase linearly as you increase in age. At one point, either you got diagnosed and go to oncology, or you go here. And somebody crying at the end. All right. Okay. Well, that's the story of life. Nothing much you can do about it, right? But the good thing is you can measure your growth. All right. So we're going to do this on Wednesday. I will quickly highlight the thing that you're going to measure involve the length, the weight, even the weight. You will have the fresh weight and also the dry weight, and that has different meanings, of course. And you are going to deal with the stem and roots and leaves, and yeah. So all of these, and also the area, of course. I forgot to mention the area, especially the leaf. So these all will be collected, and you are going to plug it into one of the formula under the growth analysis. So there are many formula. I'll just show you the formula at the end. It looks something like this. Yeah, so that's the collection of the formula. And how to calculate it is in here. So we're going to do that as we go along with, welcome to natural log. Have you seen this before? Euler number, log A. Who likes mathematics so very much? Nobody? You know, if you do science, you have to do math as well. Otherwise, you're only halfway there. My small advice is don't regard math as you are the creator and doer. It becomes difficult because you want to understand everything. You should treat mathematics as a tool. Okay, treat mathematics as a tool so that you can understand your biological phenomenon. Right. So when you understand that, then you will go straight to the solution. We have this phenomenon, the processes or whatever. This is the set of mathematics formula to be used. You don't have to understand how the equations came about, the derivations of it. That will turn your hair gray next week. Right. So leave it to the mathematicians, biostatistician, whoever wants to look like Einstein. Leave it to them. Your job is don't get too stressed about it. Use mathematics as a tool. Then you can do this. No, I'm telling this because the lab report for this based on my some years ago, people are so struggling to do with this. Okay, so not to worry. I will highlight this again during the practical time. These 5 parameters of growth: absolute growth rate, crop growth rate, relative growth, net estimation, and leaf area index. All right. Okay. I think that's all for today. Yay! Clap to yourself for not dozing off. I know. I know it's very hot. I'm so sorry about that. Okay. All right. Any question? Any objection? Any regret? Anything? No? 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 Okay. I just a small favor. The moment you have access to your Putra Blast, can you notify me on the chat? Tell me you are able to do that. I don't want to go into the Putra Blast alone. You know, that looks very lonely and sad. There's nobody in there. I'm just by myself. That's yeah. Don't turn your lecturer into Xiao. Okay, all right, okay. So that's question. So I'll see you during the lab practical time. When is it? When is your practical? No idea? Wednesday. What time? Okay, what should you bring? Just lab coat. Regular things, okay? Bring your lab coats. If you are wearing shoes, make sure your shoes are covered at the front. Okay, right? Why? Because sometimes chemicals spill. We don't want you to lose toes. That's why. If you have long hairs, you need to tie it up, turn it into bun or something. You don't want your hair to catch fire. You know, that happened before. Ponytail. Oh, fiery for ponytail. Don't do that. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. If we have gloves in the lab. If your skin is sensitive or anything, you need to ask from me or the lab assistant. If you need the gloves. So that we're almost done now. Why not take the 10 minutes maybe among yourself? I need you to form the group so that we don't waste time during the lab session. So there are how many? 20, 27? 27. Okay, I need you to form a group of 5 or 6. 5 or 6 in one group. Give your group a name. It can be any name. Your group can be the Stomata. Your name group can be Meristemoid cell, whatever. Appoint a chief for your group. Chief will have to deal with the crazy members, but he or she will get extra mark. Okay, once you're done, can you send a message in the chat? Put the name of your group. Your group is group X. Members 1, 2, 3 until 5, and the name of your chief and also the matrix. Put the star so that I know that's the chief. Okay, can you do it now? Then you can go back. Yeah. Now the time to get noisy, very noisy. Auction in place. Lelong. Go. Communicate. Do it now. If you're not done, you cannot leave.